Cardi B and Maduka Okoye finally make it official, and fans can't believe what happened next. For weeks, the internet had been asking the same question. What exactly is going on between Cardi B and Maduka Okoye? Was it friendship? Was it flirting? Was it simply two celebrities enjoying each other's company? Or was something much bigger happening behind the scenes? Every new photograph seemed to create another wave of speculation. Every appearance together sent social media into another frenzy. And every time Cardi B was asked about the Nigerian football star, fans listened carefully for even the smallest clue. But now, imagine the moment when all of the guessing finally stops. Imagine Cardi B stepping forward, looking completely confident, while Maduka Okoye stands beside her. No cryptic captions. No carefully worded statements. No more hiding behind "we're just friends." Instead, one simple message. Yes. It's official. And suddenly, the internet explodes. That is the dramatic moment fans have been waiting for. Because if Cardi B and Maduka Okoye were ever to officially announce their relationship, it wouldn't simply be another celebrity romance. It would be one of the most unexpected pairings of the year. The superstar rapper from New York. The Nigerian international goalkeeper making waves in European football. Two completely different worlds. Two massive personalities. And one relationship that seemingly nobody saw coming. It all started with a moment in Paris. The story seemed almost too simple at first. Cardi B and Maduka Okoye were photographed together during Paris Fashion Week, where the Nigerian goalkeeper found himself sitting alongside the Grammy-winning superstar. What happened next was enough to send fans into detective mode. Okoye appeared gentlemanly and attentive, helping Cardi to her seat and interacting comfortably with her. There was no need for a dramatic public display. There didn't have to be. The chemistry was enough to get people talking. Within hours, social media was filled with clips and photographs. Fans zoomed in. Fans analyzed body language. Fans compared expressions. Fans searched for every possible clue. And suddenly, a football star who had already been attracting attention for his performances and fashion appearances was being discussed alongside one of the biggest names in hip-hop. But perhaps the most interesting part was Cardi's reaction. She didn't exactly shut the rumors down. Instead, she seemed amused by the attention. And that made people even more curious. Then came Venice. If Paris created the rumors, Venice made them impossible to ignore. Cardi and Maduka were later spotted together in Italy, sitting beside one another during a dinner at the St. Regis Venice. According to TMZ's report at the time, there was no obvious public display of affection, and they were accompanied by other people. But that didn't stop the internet. Because when two people have already gone viral together in Paris and then appear together again thousands of miles away, people naturally start asking questions. Was this coincidence? Or were they intentionally spending time together? That question became even louder as photographs and videos circulated. Cardi looked relaxed. Maduka looked comfortable. And neither appeared particularly eager to create distance from the other. Suddenly, the narrative changed. This wasn't just one random encounter anymore. There was a pattern. Paris. Italy. More appearances. More speculation. More questions. And still, no official confirmation. Until Cardi finally gave fans another clue. I hope so. During a recent Vogue Arabia interview, Cardi was asked about Maduka. Her response immediately caught everyone's attention. Rather than describing him coldly or trying to distance herself from him, Cardi complimented the footballer. She explained that although he can appear serious and stern on social media, she found him to be very kind and sweet in person. Then came the question that sent fans into overdrive. Would people see more of Maduka? Cardi laughed. And answered. I hope so. That tiny response became enormous online. Because Cardi could have simply said no. She could have changed the subject. She could have laughed and refused to answer. Instead, she left the door open. And for millions of fans watching from around the world, that was enough to keep the speculation alive. But what if they really did decide to make it official? Now imagine the next chapter. After weeks of speculation, Cardi decides that she is tired of letting everyone else tell the story. Instead of allowing blogs, gossip pages, commentators and fans to analyze every photograph, she decides to take control. One evening, she posts a photograph. It's simple. No elaborate caption. No dramatic explanation. Just Cardi and Maduka. Standing close together. Smiling. And perhaps holding hands. Then comes the caption. My person. Within seconds, the post becomes one of the biggest celebrity relationship announcements imaginable. The comments begin moving so quickly that nobody can keep up. We knew it. Finally. Cardi and Maduka. The crossover of the year. Nigeria won. And somewhere in the middle of all the chaos, Cardi is laughing. Because she knew exactly what would happen. She knew the internet would lose its mind. But maybe that was the point. Maduka's side of the story. For Maduka, the situation would be completely different. He is not known for constantly discussing his private life. His professional identity has always been football. Goalkeeping. Training. Matches. Nigeria. Udinese. Competition. Discipline. While Cardi has spent years living under an enormous entertainment spotlight, Maduka has built his reputation in a completely different environment. And perhaps that's exactly what makes the pairing so fascinating. Cardi is outspoken. Maduka is comparatively reserved. Cardi thrives in front of cameras. Maduka has repeatedly emphasized keeping his football career separate from his life outside the pitch. Yet somehow, the two worlds collided. And instead of immediately running from the attention, the relationship, at least in this fictional scenario, becomes something they decide to embrace. The first public appearance. The biggest test wouldn't even be the announcement. It would be the first time they appeared together after making things official. Imagine the cameras waiting outside an event. Cardi arrives first. Flashbulbs explode. Photographers shout her name. Then, moments later, Maduka walks out. The crowd realizes what's happening. And suddenly the atmosphere changes. People aren't photographing Cardi alone anymore. They're waiting for the moment she turns around. She does. Maduka